natural in either stance, that's a real problem for Canelo because he will just be switching, and you don't know where the shots are coming from, and it's so easy for him to do so. And I think the thing that really made me appreciate him is there's many times where I've seen people try and trade with him and slug it out, and
I don't know. I don't know if it's reachable for him. If anybody can do it, it's him, and I'm contradicting myself. I just don't see it happening, you know. Could it happen? Yeah, it's boxing.
Terence Crawford has reportedly teamed up with Gennady Golovkin in preparation for his highly anticipated showdown with Canelo Alvarez, sparking giant buzz in the boxing world. Sources suggest Golovkin is helping Crawford refine his punching power, improve his timing, and elevate his overall ring intelligence. With Golovkin's legendary experience in big fights, this partnership could give Crawford a critical advantage as he gears up for what many believe will be the toughest and most defining challenge of his career. Analysts don't view Terence Crawford as just another fighter. They see a rare talent who blends speed, timing, and an extraordinary ability to read opponents. What makes him stand out is his seamless stance switching and mid-fight adjustments, a skill mastered by only a select few in boxing history. His ring IQ is often labeled as genius level, allowing him to dismantle opponents with surgical precision. Observers agree that Crawford's adaptability, awareness, and strategic brilliance elevate him beyond greatness, making him a truly special fighter. For many, he represents the perfect balance of intelligence, skill, and control inside the ring.
But if there is anyone who can do it, it's Terence Bud Crawford, a man who survived getting shot in the head, for God's sake. Like, he is not normal. He is a wizard of boxing. He's got genius IQ, one of the smartest boxers I've ever seen, and he can do it all. He's had over 40 fights. I can't ever remember seeing him, like, shocked or worried. I mean, this is, trained killers trying to take his head off, and he never looks out of pocket. He is like a rapper who just turns up and figures out his lines on the fly and still makes it sound like the best song you've ever heard. Like, that's how amazing he is. Like, I've never seen anyone who can fight out both stances the way Crawford can. I mean, he looks so natural in either stance. That's a real problem for Canelo because he will just be switching, and you don't know where the shots are coming from, and it's so easy for him to do so. And I think the thing that really made me appreciate him is there's many times where I've seen people try and trade with him and slug it out, and when they stand in the pocket and they just go for it. And even in those situations where usually both of you are getting hit, he still manages to hit and not get hit. It's like he's in the Matrix. And this isn't against average fighters. This is against the best in the world at 4 different weight classes. And he's made it look easy pretty much every time he's moved up. I think in the Errol Spence fight, that was a fight that was supposed to be 50-50. The pressure was on. A lot of people thought he was going to lose that fight. He made that look like a boxing lesson. And the reason is when Errol Spence would throw a punch and not get out of the pocket quick enough, he would make them pay every single time. And if people are worried about Canelo's feet being slow, if there's anyone who can punish that, it's Terence Bud Crawford. In terms of weaknesses, these guys, they don't really have weaknesses. They've just got things that they maybe not as amazing at. That's the level we're talking here. Canelo has been accused of being a bit of a slow starter, and, that could be a problem in this fight.
Michael Fox shed light on a key factor in the upcoming Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez showdown, emphasizing that Crawford's only true disadvantage lies in weight. Moving up to face a naturally bigger and physically stronger opponent like Canelo is no small task, as the Mexican star's size could allow him to apply relentless pressure and force Crawford into uncomfortable exchanges. However, Fox stressed that outside of this physical difference, Crawford arguably holds the upper hand in nearly every technical aspect of the fight. Crawford's masterful footwork enables him to create angles that frustrate pressure fighters, making it difficult for them to close the distance effectively. His jab, sharp and accurate, is a key weapon that both dictates pace and sets up slick combinations while simultaneously breaking an opponent's rhythm. Beyond that, his timing is often described as elite, giving him the ability to exploit even the smallest mistakes. Most impressive of all, Crawford's ring IQ is considered among the very best in modern boxing. He can adapt instantly, switch stances seamlessly, and change strategies on the fly depending on the opponent's style.
I would like to see Bud pull it off. The thing about it is, I think the only disadvantage Bud really has is the weight. I think he has all the skills and attributes that are required to beat a guy like Canelo Alvarez. Canelo's kind of flat-footed. You've seen the fights with the Bull Run, and even School, who didn't do much, but you see that movement irritates irritates Canelo. You know what I'm saying? When dudes that know how to control the range and stuff like that, he didn't look like the world beater. You know what I mean? The motherfuckers that sat in front of him, them dudes that sat in front of him, we see what he did with him. You know what I mean? But guys like Babal, who was bigger, but he bouncing in and out. Laura, motherfucking landing counter left, and he's circling out. And that shit was fucking with Canelo. Floyd, you know, it probably killed Taylor if Floyd was always only an inch away.
Yep.
Just a little step back, you know what I'm saying? And he's like, God, I feel like I missed by a mile.
That's crazy. He didn't use no movement.
Right.
He stood in the pocket on it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, you said G?
No, I said Floyd didn't use no movement.
Yeah. He was always where he needed to be in the ring. He was always where he needed to be in the ring. I'm in there to land, then I'm right here. In there to land, now I'm right here. It just, he's a bad motherfucker, Joe. Like that's what Floyd knows. You gotta understand, Floyd was a bad motherfucker. But the movement, having good feet under you, helps against Canelo.
When new training photos of Terence Crawford's physique surfaced online, Showbiz the Adult noted the wave of curiosity and skepticism they triggered. The images revealed Crawford in peak condition with a sharper, more muscular build than usual. Almost instantly, questions arose about whether the photos were authentic or digitally altered to send a message to Canelo Alvarez. Some fans speculated the visuals were exaggerated for psychological warfare. Showbiz pointed out that while Crawford has always trained with discipline, such dramatic physical changes naturally fuel debate before a super fight of this scale.
Incredibly and amazing is this Photoshop, because this photo that Ilya Tipora posted of Terence Crawford is the latest photo we've seen, and he looks just less impressive in this photo. Well, the question is really, when were the photos taken? All right, so when you look at this photo and you look at this photo and look at this video of Terence Crawford with his excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh, Terence Crawford is working out supposedly just yesterday, right? Which one is Terence Crawford's latest appearance? Because even though this is the latest photo you see, doesn't mean this is when the photo was taken. The only reason why people are confused is because this latest photo seems to have been taken in Vegas. And as we're approaching fight week, and Terence Crawford is already in Vegas. Hence, the video with him, with his excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh in Vegas. Now, let me explain all of this. Well, first, you got to look at the hairstyle, right? Terence Crawford in this photo from Ilya Tipora, his hairstyle is totally different than this hairstyle here with Terence Crawford training. It is also different than his hairstyle that he has here in the gym with his excellency Turkey Al-Sheikh. You can tell because you can tell how the hair braids, like how it's parted in this photo, and in this photo, they're more parted down the middle, where this video is slanted in like a diagonal slant, which I'm thinking is his latest.
Adam Smith offered an in-depth breakdown of why he believes Terence Crawford holds the edge over Canelo Alvarez, placing special emphasis on the element of timing as the deciding factor. In Smith's view, boxing is not just about skill or talent, it is also about facing an opponent at the right or wrong point in their career. He explained that Canelo has already spent years locked in grueling battles against some of the sport's top names, and such a demanding journey inevitably leaves wear and tear on any fighter's body. While Canelo remains highly skilled and dangerous, Smith argued that his once razor-sharp speed, explosiveness, and overall sharpness have shown signs of decline compared to his prime years. In contrast, Crawford finds himself in what many regard as the absolute peak of his career. He is undefeated, carrying both momentum and confidence into this clash. Importantly, Crawford shows no signs of slowing down. He remains hungry, fully motivated, and driven by the desire to prove himself against the very best competition available. According to Smith, this unique combination of form, ambition, and energy perfectly positions Crawford for success.
To be in Vegas to see, I think Terence Crawford beats Canelo, and I think that it's going to be this coming out party. I'd love to be there, and Canelo, of course, an all-time great. Yeah, but listen, I love Ireland, and I'm pleased to be in Belfast with the zone for Crocker and Donovan. There's something about an all-Irish fight which is fantastic, and it was great and controversial first time around. It's even bigger now, so yeah, let's chat over there and get on with it.
A quick one on Canelo Crawford. I heard you pick Crawford. You just said it there. How much of that is down to timing and how much of that is down to styles?
A bit of both. I think Canelo is approaching 70 fights. He's been beaten before. Crawford remains undefeated. I think that the jump up is big, but I think he's got the speed, the IQ, the experience, the know-how to be able to handle it. If he's switched on every minute of every round, I think he wins, and I think he announces himself to the world on Netflix. And I think he deserves it. I think Terence Crawford's only been really known to the trade fans. Canelo, obviously, a bigger name, bigger star. And look, I fancy Crawford in this fight. Look, nothing against Canelo. Maybe it's a little bit of time in the skull fight. I don't know, but there's plenty that fancy Canelo. Be too big, too strong, too good. It's Crawford for me.
The debate over Terence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez is heating up, with analysts and former fighters split down the middle. Some argue Canelo's size, pressure, and experience at super middleweight will be too much for Crawford. Others believe Crawford's speed, timing, and elite boxing IQ could expose Canelo's recent decline in sharpness. George Kambosos Jr. highlighted Canelo's pressure as a key weapon, while Joe Vargas insisted Crawford has never faced someone as complete as Canelo. Yet, many still see this as Crawford's moment to shock the world. The stakes are massive, legacies are on the line. Who do you think wins? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share for more big fight breakdowns.